Hello fume heads and hello Jer. What's going on, buddy? First off, I have to tell you that I have thoroughly enjoyed Oudvember. This is awesome. And I can't believe actually that I have not made any contributions yet. What the hell is wrong with me? But I look forward to a video every day from you just to see what you have discovered and what you think about the oud fragrances that you're traveling through. And this has been the one that I have been waiting for. So I was thoroughly pumped, thoroughly excited to see this come up in my news feed. And I was not let down. This is my favorite video by far. Absolutely loved it from beginning to end. And I really love what you say at the end of this video. How you feel like you've fulfilled something, you've learned something. Because after all, isn't that what this is all about? Growing and learning and having fun. And I'm so glad that you actually found some appreciation in this beauty. Because yeah, this is one of my favorite full-on balls to the walls, in your face ouds. Love this stuff. But let's get a little bit information on the backstory of this fragrance. Actually, you and Daver introduced this fragrance to the fragrance community here on YouTube first, because it was a subscriber of ours, Tanaji1413, something like that, who had sent you and Daver a package of ouds, I think 4 of them, maybe, and you guys did a first impressions video on them. I'll have to go back and watch that to see what you thought of them back then. Probably not good. But, of course, I think that was in the beginning of my oud journey. And, of course, I was excited. And Daver sent those to me. But I'd also gotten a sample package myself from that subscriber. And he's from the Middle East. So I'd already known that I absolutely flipped over these. Loved them. Love at first sniff. And so Daver, out of his kind heart, sent me those ouds because I don't think he was going to use them. He's like, yeah, you just take them, Dan. And I was more than happy to take them, for sure. But I quickly knew how much, out of those 3 or 4, how much I love SAAD. That was my favorite one. See, with ouds, there can be differences. Out of all the ouds, the pure oud oils that I've sampled, some of them can have like an earthy vetiver quality behind them. Some of them can be very smoky. Some of them can be really resinous. Some of them can be really juicy and fermented and fungal, and I don't know, people like to refer it as like barnyard and body odor and stuff like that. But with ouds, there always is a remaining constant. There's that unforgettable, dark, woody aura that flows through them all. Nothing like it. Nothing like oud, to tell you the truth. Fantastic stuff, and that's why I absolutely fell in love with oud. Now, some people get put off by it. Some people, it takes them a while to grow, to learn to love it, I guess. But me, it was love at first sniff. I mean, I smelt, every oud that I've ever smelled, you know, like the pure oud oils or really strong fragrances that have oud in them. Absolutely loved it, man. God, for me, it's something different. You know how people get into aromatherapy to bring about like tranquility and peace to the soul and meditation and all of that? Well, that's what oud does for me. It's almost kind of like aromatherapy. It's hard to describe, but when something you find does that to you, you know, that's magical. That's awesome. And that's what I appreciate oud. For me, it's kind of magical, what it does to me. It is exactly like aromatherapy. Just brings about this tranquility to me, takes me to another place. I don't know. It just, so awesome. But of course, I do get a kick out of people's reactions of oud, because it seems like a lot of people are offended by it at first, which I guess I can see. I mean, I can see that, and it's a very different kind of smell. And it's very hard to describe. A lot of people say barnyard, body odor, fecal. You hear words like that a lot. But for me, I don't know how many times I've said this before, you know, when I'm going past a barnyard and I get a whiff of it, it's not a very pleasant smell to me. I'm usually making a face like this. Or when I get close to somebody that stinks of body odor, it's very disgusting. Do not like it. Or the smell of shit. Yeah, I'm not turned on by it in the least. It's gross. Same thing goes with the smell of piss. All them auras that people say that can come out of oud, personally I do not see. It is a smell on its own. I can see why people relate it with that though, because how else are you going to describe it? What is the smell of oud? Frankly, it's the smell of oud. You know, it has its own smell. You have to smell it to get to know it. And it's very hard to describe. But when I describe, like fragrances, like the kind of ouds that I really love, like SAAD, that have this juicy, moist, fermented, fungal, dark, woody quality about them. I like them the best, the ones that are juicy and moist. You know, some of them can be really dry. I still like them, but not as much as when there's that juicy stank flowing through it. Oh, it's so delicious. So when it comes to SAAD, I know what you're saying about the fruity aspect flowing through this fragrance chair, because I pick up on that too. And that's that moistness flowing through here. And to tell you the truth, I don't know the notes behind this either, but I've smelled pure oud oils that are very reminiscent of SAAD. So for me, I guess I would think SAAD is like pure oud oil diluted, tamed down just a little bit. That's how it comes off to me, because some ouds do have that moist fruitiness going through it. And when I say fruity, I don't mean friendly. I don't mean happy little fruits dancing around, making your mouth water. Well, this makes my mouth water, but I'm different, I guess. Because the fruit in here is nothing like any fruit you've ever smelled. She is buried and she is smothered in that oud skank. But it does add something. It adds this character to it that just makes it, for me, mouth-watering, hypnotizing, delicious, magical, beautiful. Can't talk enough about it. Now, getting back to the subscriber, Tanaji1413. My love for SAAD grew, and I had to get this in my collection. You can't find anything about this fragrance anywhere, strictly from the Middle East. And I got his help. He was very nice, and he was informing me that it was super hard to get fragrances here from the Middle East, especially if they weighed over a pound. For some reason, I don't know the whole story why it's difficult to ship. If you're watching this, Tanaj, please leave some information down below. But very difficult to get SAAD here. But he tried, and he did it, and he did it as a gift. All of a sudden, SAAD showed up at my door one day, and it was like the happiest fragrance day ever. This was going to be my crown jewel of my fragrance collection. Because, man, you know, something you can only get from the Middle East, something like this that I found that I love, that was hard to acquire, and it was here at my door. I cannot express the joy and happiness. Better than Christmas, man. So thanks, Tanaj, for that. But when I opened up the package, I knew something was wrong. So here is the bottle. It's all empty. It's all kind of sticky. Here, let me get up close. It broke on its way here. The glass didn't break. The top must have been glued or something. Just fell right off of there. So that, my friends, was the saddest day in my fragrance life. Some of you may know how my shelves back here fell. Amanda called me and said some of the bottles were broken. One of them was Richwood. That does not compare to the sadness I felt when this showed up broken. Man, but you know what? It's still a crown jewel to me. I still have the bottle. Still appreciate it. Cannot thank you enough to Naj for sending this to me. And what actually happened is I talked with him further down the road months later, and he actually ended up getting a bottle of this for me, decanting it into easier to ship containers and sending it over to me that way, which is perfectly fine as long as I have my nose or my hands on the juice. That's what really matters in the first place, so I can keep enjoying it and sending it out to people in samples so they can check out the magical beauty that I have found that I love. Now, I just love how you referred to this as a stank blanket. Yeah, that seems to fit it pretty well. Whenever I wear this fragrance and post as my scent of the day on Facebook, I usually post a nuclear explosion bomb going off SAAD. Because she is potent and she is aggressive. This is something that I would not wear, that I don't wear, to get back from other people. This is a fragrance strictly for myself to enjoy on my own. This is never going to be in a top 10 panty dropper list. No way. But the top is what I really enjoy. I enjoy the whole thing, but the top is what I really enjoy the most, Jer. Oh my God, buddy. It's like sex to my nose. Quite some time ago, I actually spilt some and it got on my phone. And I was a little disappointed, upset at first, but I'm not anymore. Because yeah, this stuff is strong and that smell is stuck, I believe, forever on my phone. Which I thoroughly enjoy, because I can lay down, watch a movie, I set this on my chest, right there, and oud just lifts up to my nose, and I can smell it. I don't think it's ever going away. My phone is an oud phone now. Absolutely love it. I'm probably the only one in the world with an oud-scented phone. I should market that. I'd probably be the only one that would buy it, though, so that wouldn't work. So, what else? Another thing, Pardon. Man, I've never worn that for a full wearing. You got me interested about Pardon now, Jer. So I think I'm going to have to get to that soon, bring out my decan, take that for a ride, and see what that fragrance is all about. But I think that's it for some information on SAAD. This probably turned out to be a long video. I get a little passionate about oud, so please forgive me if this is super long. But Jer, man, Oudvember has been great. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Glad you're getting something out of it. But that's it. I think that's all I have, guys. You guys take care, and we'll see you soon.